Well, I think it is a language, and I think in comics it's especially apparent that drawing is a language. I was trying to think. I suppose there probably are places where drawing isn't a language, and it's used purely for mark making and some other aspect. But for me, in all the parts of my work, it's definitely used as a language, and I think in my work that is really all I use it for. I use drawing to express my ideas. I'm not hugely interested in virtuoso performance of mark making and making drawings for their own sake. I think for me it's about using text and images together to express an idea, which I guess couldn't be expressed otherwise. In a way, it's some of my style is almost like a font for storytelling, and with a lot of my illustration and cartooning, I have quite short deadlines, so there isn't necessarily time to figure out an interesting new language to express this thing. It's more like I take this simple toolbox that I have, these simple elements, and I rearrange them to tell a story. And that's what my pictures are like. They're very simple shapes added together, and those over the course of an image or over a series of panels tell a story or express an idea. Yeah, no, it's an interesting idea. I think we have a certain facility for reading images anyway, a kind of natural instinct for it. I was thinking when my daughter couldn't read but was into being told stories, I'd read her picture books, and they were set up quite well. She looks at the pictures and I read the words. But when I tried to read her a comic, it was always a bit of a disaster because I had to explain what was going on in the picture to kind of time it in with the writing. And it was when I was having these bad times trying to make her enjoy or help her enjoy comics, I realized that the comic really happens in your mind. It's something which you can't easily replicate for someone else. So once she could read herself, then the comics all made sense. But when I was trying to help with it, it didn't work. So I think also for students, it's learning not just how to read, but how to take it apart and learn from how somebody else did it. And that's certain. I was never really taught comics by anyone. It's all been from reading comics and trying to understand them. Well, when I've taught, it's generally been in an art school where it's always been in an art school where the focus is very much on picture making. Usually it's on the illustration course. So these students can draw very nicely one-off images. And I suppose the thing I'm trying to pass on to them is that a comic isn't just about making nice drawings. In fact, a nice drawing that you can't replicate 50 or 100 times, or a beautiful character design which doesn't work for the process of telling the story, is a failure in a comic, in my view. So it's teaching students to let go of the idea that comics are about nice pictures, or indeed that comics are about nice words. They're about that third thing of how the pictures and the words and the page work together, a bit like I was talking about my daughter reading, a bit like those things work together and they only properly come together in your brain. So trying to make them let go of making beautiful images. But also not to think that somehow comics can't be beautiful. It's just it's beautiful in a different way.